All right, so this is one tip that will completely transform your videos. It doesn't cost a penny. No, this isn't clickbait. This isn't some exaggeration to keep you watching. I've seen YouTubers with over 100,000 subscribers that are talking about filmmaking and all this stuff, neglecting this one thing. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm actually filming this first part of the video, doing the complete opposite of what I'm about to show you. I'm gonna pause the frame for like 5 seconds and I wanna see if you guys can catch it. If you got it, I'd be really impressed. Pause this video, write in the comment section what you thought it was. I'm super curious to see what you guys are gonna put there. The average user won't be able to tell what's off about this frame, but they'll feel it, I promise. And now I wanna light this the correct way using the one tip I wanna share with you guys. This is so much more cinematic than the way I was lighting it before. And the main reason is because I'm shooting this scene shadow side. What that means is that the camera itself is pointed at the shadow side of my face. The light is at a 45-degree angle and the camera is pointing almost like a triangle at the other 45-degree angle. This may not seem like a big deal, but people have been using this technique in cinema for the longest time. If you watch any movie whatsoever, you will see that 99.9% of the movie is shot with the camera facing shadow side. When you have a light facing directly at your face, there's not much shape there. It's bland, it doesn't really have that cinematic oomph that you see in movies. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you different tests. I'm gonna be doing one with a phone and a ring light, just for the everyday content creator. I'm gonna show you how this rule applies even if you're shooting in the daylight. If you're by a window, you don't need to purchase any light. And I'm gonna show you how this rule applies to anything that you shoot, not just faces. It could be products, anything. And I promise you, once you see the secret of shooting shadow side, you won't ever be able to unsee it. You'll see it in movies, you'll see it in your own work, you'll remember it when you're on set, and that's my goal with this video. I really want to drive it into your head, so when you're shooting a wedding, when you just want to create a TikTok, when you want to do whatever, you'll remember to shoot shadow side. All right, so this is what the everyday content creator is using, a ring light and their phone, and I want to show you how this one tip will completely change the way your videos look. All I'm gonna do is just move it slightly to the side so that it creates this shadow here. This creates shape, it creates depth within the image, and it doesn't cost you anything. Now, the next couple tests might seem a little redundant, but I wanna show you how this applies to every single situation and whatever shooting scenario you could be in. For this test, we're gonna use a light source that's available to everybody, and that's the sun. So right now I'm facing directly towards the window, and as you can see, it's super flat. There's no dimension within my face, no curves besides this double chin that I've been accumulating over the years of marriage. But we're gonna move the camera so it's facing shadow side, and you're gonna see how it drastically affects our image. All right, so here it is. We moved the camera just 1.5 feet, and you can see actual dimension within my face. We can make it even more dramatic and move our camera perpendicular to the light source, which is the window. Shooting shadow side is incredibly useful and completely changes your image. The concept of shooting shadow side isn't a new concept. It's been taught a lot, actually. I didn't need to set up new lights or do anything else. I simply shifted the direction I was shooting at. I hope this makes sense, but if anything at all is slightly confusing, feel free to ask me. I don't mind answering questions or doing all that in the comments section. And yeah, let's move on to the next test. I'm gonna keep this brief as it's essentially the same thing as we've been talking about throughout the whole video. But when I move the light to the opposite side of the camera for both of these shots, it just looks better. And for outdoor exteriors, like you'll see in the next shot, I did shoot it shadow side. And if I were to do the opposite and shoot it where the sun's pointing, it would look so flat. And for lack of better words, not cinematic at all. All right, so as you saw from those tests, it makes a world of a difference shooting shadow side. Whether you angle your camera just a few degrees so that it's pointed towards the shadows, or you angle your light in a direction to where it casts a little bit of shadow. Now you may be saying, Anthony, what if I don't want that moody, cinematic, dark, shadowy look and I want something more bright, light, and airy, you can just turn on a light just to add a little bit more fill on your shadow side, and it won't be as contrasty or dramatic. There are other types of lighting. It's usually called high key. They use it in commercials, fashion shoots, sitcom television series. But if you study those different genres, you will notice that they still shoot pointed at the darker part of the face. Yes, it may be lit a lot more, the shadows won't be as defined, but you'll still notice they shoot shadow side. I didn't want this video to be super long. I'm just gonna summarize everything into one sentence, and that is, point your camera at the darker part of your subject. Doesn't have to be completely horizontal. Even just moving your camera a couple degrees towards the darker part of your image will make a world of a difference. Anyway, so that's all for today. I really hope this was helpful. I hope this gets burned in your head. I hope that that little small voice in your head says, shoot shadow side. If this video was helpful, I actually have another video that I made about a filmmaking tool that has made my life so much easier. And yeah, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. I promise you, once you see the secret of shooting that's like a tongue twister. Jeez. See the secret of shooting shadows. Oh my gosh, that's hard. And I promise you, once you see the secret of shooting shadow side, you won't ever be able to unsee it.